Hi ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Jordan here for another wild fun-packed show, and as you can see out here the sun is baking. I'm enjoying the weather. We're here at Cotton's once again, and just to make the weather a little bit hotter and more comfortable for myself, shall I say, I'm joined by none other than the current Miss Jamaica.
Miss Jamaica UK,
Miss
don't forget the UK.
Miss Jamaica UK. Yeah, I told you the sun's got me all over the place, but hi, so how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So, and your name is?
Kecia Ellis.
Kecia Ellis, okay. Yeah. I heard the surname Ellis. Is there a link to Mr. Alton Ellis by any chance?
Most definitely, he's my father.
Okay, okay. So tell us, how did you enter the Miss Jamaica UK competition?
Well, entering the competition is pretty simple. You just go online, just put in your application. But for me personally, I just felt that I needed to do something. I needed a direction, and I was feeling a bit down at the time. Thought, hey, how can I get some confidence? Where am I going to take this from? So I thought, let me throw myself in the deep end, take it from there, see how it goes. Didn't expect to win.
Wow, that's an impressive feat. So you said it was something to build confidence. So yeah. Once you put the application in, I can imagine there was a load of nerves. But each of the stages going on, how was you feeling at that time?
It's very relaxed, you know. I was more nervous about what dress am I going to wear than going on stage. It was more, how am I going to look? How do I want to present myself? How do I want to portray myself? Have that perception, because you know you always have that first perception. You don't want no one to get it mixed up and say, oh, she's terrible, you know. So it was more of, I didn't really have much nerves. It was more me just finding myself and saying, yeah, I'm going to go this and stay focused and do what I have to do.
Okay, so that's an interesting concept. So would you feel like you're a natural for this then?
Not necessarily, because I would never do modelling or anything like that. I wouldn't enter, that was never what I wanted to do. Okay. But it's just something that I've thrown myself into. I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'll do it forever.
So modelling isn't something, which is funny because I suppose most of your competitors at the time, modelling is something they've done.
A few of them, yeah. There was in all types of magazines and things like that. So for me to win, it was a big shock.
I can imagine. Wow, but no, you know, you were looking to gain confidence, and I can imagine winning Miss Jamaica UK must have been the ultimate confidence booster. So since you've won, what tasks have been involved with the Miss Jamaica UK crown? And
well, being involved with, representing Jamaica and the UK, I was great enough to have the opportunity to be over in Jamaica for Jamaica 50th, and also the Olympics were going on over here, so it was kind of trying to mix my opportunities that I had. So I went to Jamaica and was involved with quite a few interviews, just putting my point of view out there for others to hear. Yes, I can imagine. And what a year to actually win Miss Jamaica UK, yes. The year of the 50th anniversary. I can imagine a lot of excitement has to go along that. Yes. So apart from Jamaica, has the competition taken you anywhere else across the world? I'm supposedly meant to be going to Albania next month. Wow. To enter Miss Globe and to represent Jamaica in that. So we'll see what happens with that. So to be Miss, does that mean you're actually like the Miss Jamaica of all Miss Jamaicas? No. Okay. That would be Miss Universe. Right. But I'm just like a subsidiary, if you want to say it like that. Okay. So also you talked about, Alton Ellis being your father. You've got such a passion for music yourself, yes. I understand, studying entertainment law. Yes. Well, at the moment I'm actually studying intellectual property law in a postgraduate certificate. So then I could go on, if I want to, I can kind of divert and go into train to be a solicitor, or I can even train to be a trademark attorney. So it all varies on what my next step will be after I finish this course. But I definitely want to go into intellectual property law because I love reggae music. I love music as a whole. I love classical music and R&B, etc. But it's just that I don't feel a lot of the artists know their rights. And I think that's where I want to kind of put my point of view out there and let people know that they should know this stuff, because if you want to be a creative person, you should know the legal side to it. Yes, definitely. So that's something very important actually, yes. Throughout. Along the way, have you met musicians and pointed it out to them already to teach them, like, if you are going to get into music, that is something definitely to look forward to? While I was at university studying my music business course, I did a project on the value of reggae music in the UK, but I actually went around and interviewed a lot of reggae artists and producers, interviewed Gappy Ranks, etc., and Little Roy, people like that, and asking them their opinion and what they know of copyright. Many of them said, yes man, MCP, SPRS, and that's all they knew. So it just stopped at that, and then I was like, asked them another question, well, I'm not too sure, you know. So wow. It's just something where you felt that you need to know this, you're an artist. Definitely. And then a lot of people will complain and say, oh, I get rub and I get teeth, but you didn't know the other side of it, so it's something that I really want to put out there.
You talked about several reggae artists in the UK that you've interviewed. Would you say that there's been an improvement, hopefully, in knowledge so far from the older generation to the newer generation in terms of their rights, or is everyone still in that same, I don't want to say clueless by definition, but is there still a lot to learn throughout the entire community?
Well, due to the technology, internet, it's always expanding, and I do believe that people are definitely knowing their rights now, but there's still like a grey area that people are not too sure of. So I think with the internet, as I said, and with rights changing as well, it's always a change in progress that you kind of have to stick with as well, because otherwise you'll be left behind thinking you know up-to-date things and you're not up-to-date. So it's I think people are definitely knowing what they need to know now.
Great stuff. Also, you talked about a passion for classical music. I hear you're a piano player, an avid piano player.
Yes, I'm a pianist. I started at the age of 7.
Wow.
So since then I've just been playing the piano. My dad always said, if you don't become no big star, at least you can go home, sit down, play your piano and just chill. And I said, yeah. That's what I want to do.
And then, it's a very big talent. So, I know you're doing the entertainment law and taking that further, but is there any chance of yourself entering the music, possibly piano?
I definitely want to. I love songwriting. That's one of my things. I've always wanted to compose for films also.
Okay.
So songwriting and composing is 2 of my main passions. I wouldn't necessarily be a performer. As I said, I still have that shyness about me. And to be a performer, you have to show your confidence, and I can't do that. But definitely, I would love to involve songwriting and composing somewhere down the line.
Wow. In your songwriting, is it mainly the reggae? You mentioned like you're a fan of all music. Would it be mainly reggae songwriting you do, R&B, pop?
It'll be a mixture really, because some days, depends on what mood I'm in as well. So if I'm in an angry mood, sometimes I just go straight to my piano. That's how I soothe my nerves. So it really depends on what mood I'm in. If I start off playing some Beethoven or Chopin or anything like that, then it just kind of escalates from there. But then I kind of fade into the R&B, and then I switch into my reggae, and then it just really depends on what mood I'm in.
Great stuff, multi-talented really, and to be able to write for so many different genres of music is always a great thing.
Yeah.
So what advice, again going back to being quite shy yourself, what advice would you give to anyone who's quite shy and looking to break out and wanting to do something with themselves but afraid to take that first step?
Life's about risks. You have to at least take one risk. Even if you still fail, you tried. You can't beat a trial. That's how I see it. So just take one risk, see how it goes. If you feel, I didn't do too good, you tried. No one can beat a try, as I said, so that's what I would say.
Great stuff. Okay, so if anyone did want to get in contact with Miss Jamaica for any further advice on, moving forward or how the competition is there any websites, Twitter, Facebook, or anything they can get in contact with you?
Definitely Twitter and Facebook, they can find me. It's my correct name, so Keecia Ellis, Keecia. You'll see me on there. And then also, I've got an email address as well, so you can get missjamaicauk@gmail.com. Okay,
brilliant. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay,
wishing you the best of luck with everything you're doing, because we've got the songwriting, the university, everything, and obviously you've still got a few months left, I understand, as being Miss Jamaica.
Yes, I have a few months left, and then I'm actually meeting some of the contestants tomorrow, the new ones.
So you're actually going to be going, you're saying, to meet the fellow contestants for Miss Jamaica UK and taking the Miss Globe?
Yes.
Miss Globe. So is there a chance we can actually see you with your crown on?
Definitely. Definitely. Give me 1 second.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Miss Jamaica UK crown. The actual current winner wearing it in all her glory right now. So if you've never seen what Miss Jamaica UK looks like with her crown on, here she is with the crown and sash. Miss Jamaica UK, thank you very much for your time. Wishing you all the best in the future.
Thanks again.
Thank you again. Anthony Jordan, signing out with Miss Jamaica UK.